Hi, this is Thomas Lorentzen at Inner Zone, and I'm gonna show how to do the down dog, a good yoga position used by so many people around Royal Training Center, yogis of course, even the military, Navy SEALs. So the down dog also gonna stretch the plantar fascia under our foot, the legs, the hamstrings, all of these backsides at the back, and it can also really help us to get in a good position with our shoulders, because we can open up the chest and the back again, the lats. So in order to have also a good relationship with down dog, we should be able to have our hands up without actually tilting our rib cage and go into a big banana bend. But if we have problems by getting our hands over, so we have problems getting our elbows over our shoulders in the center over our hip and the rib cage aligned, we should do some opening of the chest and the lats, basically using blocks or a table, and kind of go into that opening right here. So also we're gonna look at the way that we're gonna distribute our forces. So basically when we are on all four, we are in principles applied to animals. So if we could imagine that we were a bird, and as we are flying like this is the feathers, the wing of the bird, and the base of the little finger on the wrist actually have a link to the muscles in the back. So like a bird, we can feel when we open up the hands like this with the little finger especially pointing upward, we feel we can actually have an activation in our back. And when we take our hands like we are a bird again and we fly down with the thumb pointing more down, we're gonna feel there is an activation in the chest. And this is very important for having stability in the shoulder blades. So basically, if somebody would push us on the side, we would have stability. By using, if somebody pushed me to the wall, I would use my little finger on my right hand to stabilize my back, and I will also use my thumb on my left to stabilize my chest, and oppositely. So from this position, we can also move our shoulder blades down, like this, blades going down our rib cage, and we can move our shoulder blades up the rib cage, down the rib cage, and up the rib cage. And we want to have our shoulder blades someplace in between where we feel this stability on the side. So as we move to the side, we have our shoulder blades more down, not so much stability, very much up, not so much stability, but some place in between where we feel we have the stability, the muscle supporting. And here, from this position, we can start to go up with our knees. And then we're gonna really feel if we have stability, spreading the fingers. And from here, we're breathing out and lifting up our tailbone, our butt. And I would recommend to have the knees bent. You can even also be on your toes to find support on your hands first. Support in your hands and up your shoulders, not shoulder blades too far up the rib cage and not shoulder blades too far down the rib cage, but somewhere in between where we have stability. And we're gonna relax the neck, relax the breathing. And then we're gonna find this alignment where we have full support from our hands, fingertips, base of the thumb and the little finger, up the arms, up the shoulders, into the rib cage, and up from the rib cage to the pelvic area. So, this is the most important thing with down dog, that we have support. And if it's hard to get support, we can also just, if it's heavy on the arms, we just use blocks or a bench, staircase, or even a table to hold on something a little higher so we can actually straighten our legs a little bit further. So if we can just be on the ground, that works too. And then we can start to step one heel down and the other heel down. And just feel it's a medium stretch, not too much, on the back side, knees, calves, hamstring, and feel you have spread your fingers so you can rest into this position. I would also recommend to breathe deep into your hip, like you're pretending you're breathing deep into your hip, and also into the side of the rib cage. And relax as you breathe out so you can feel that the rib cage come back together and your navel coming in. I encourage movement, so if you feel it's good for you to press one heel down, maybe twist your hip a little bit, you're gonna do that on both sides. Sometimes you can do it fast, sometimes you can do it slow. My preferred way of doing it slow, because then you can feel much more what happens in the stretching. And remember, you can always just hold on something higher to get more support, so it's not so heavy on the arms and the shoulders. But from down dog, we're going into the stretch, and especially for most people it could be felt here in the upper part of just holding our arms like this, but also in the lower part of the legs. So don't force it, never shake, only kind of listen to your breathing and find out how far you can take the stretch. Stepping, and then eventually maybe you can just rest here, 5 deep breaths. Deep in to the hip, to the side of the ribs, up into the chest, relaxed out. Letting everything come back together. Breathing in, expanding everything out. And back together. And here we can start to move slowly forward. Small steps forward. Small steps up to the fingers. And basically just hang here. So now we're gonna just have a forward lean, forward bend, where we're going to use gravity as our good friend. So first, just holding the elbows. You can bend your knees a little bit. I recommend actually to do that in the beginning. And just sink as low as you can. Relaxing your face, let your muscles in your face just melt. Let your muscles in your neck just melt. And feel that your elbows can be really, really heavy. Feel your breath can sink deep into the side of the rib, deep into the hip, and relax and lean the weight forward on your toes and let gravity just pull you down. Don't force the movements, just move with the force, gravity and your breathing, and let everything sink down. Take your time. We need time to feel what's going on. And with the knees bent, you can slowly start to straighten them. And maybe you're going to be lifted up a little bit, that's okay. And maybe you can step your knee, bent and flexed. Straight or flexed. And when you have a little break here, you take your hands on the floor. Find the pressure in your thumb and little finger base of the wrist, spreading the fingers, using the fingertips actually also to almost grab the floor and then go back to down dog. And here we're gonna rest for 5 deep breaths. Deep in, relaxed out, pay attention to the shoulder blades, not too far
up or down the rib cage, and feel you have support on your little finger and thumb pressing down into the base of the wrist. Support in the front side and the back side. Then we can also let the neck be more relaxed. 3 more breaths. You can step one heel at a time down if you like. And every time you breathe out, see if you can get the feeling that you breathe out and your tailbone getting lifted up to the ceiling, and at the same time your chest moving a little more toward your thighs. And then we're gonna, after 5 breaths, take small steps forward, and we're gonna just repeat this for 1 more time. And here again, holding the elbows if you like. You can also just let your hands just hang down. Feel that you have distributed the weight evenly under your foot. Hold the elbows if you like. 3 more breaths. Deep in and relax out. Let go of everything, just like you're letting go of your upper body. Feel the gravity do the work for you. You just hang. Sometimes if it's heavy to hang, even rest your elbows a little bit on your knees. Respecting the body, respecting the slack or the stiffness that we have. And deep breathing. Deep breathing really relaxes us, helps us to feel the stretch of the body, and also it helps to open up the body, open the stretch, because we're relaxing the nervous system that relaxes the muscles and the tissues. So again, we're taking our hands down, and now feel that you have more weight on your feet, but go back with your feet so you find this equal pressure through your hands and the equal pressure to your feet. So the feet should press equally down as your hands pressing down. So you become more like a stable pyramid. Spreading the fingers, holding on something higher if you need. Relaxing the eyebrows, the jaw. Let your tongue relax in the mouth. You can even pretend that you breathe as deep as you breathe down to your knees. Relax, breathing out. 3 more breaths. Pay attention to where the breath is going and where it's not going. Deeply enough, into the side enough, also up into the chest or not. And maybe get the feeling of the tissue behind starts to melt and open up little bit by little bit. Pay attention to the small details. And then we're slowly gonna go to the first position here and put our knees down. Awesome. So this is a way to do down dog with the necessarily steps required to rest in the position. Because the most important thing with a stretching position, a yoga position, is to relax and feel that you have support, and also work on the alignment. So you actually stretch the right muscles, and you also stretch equally on the left and the right, front and the back. That we will look more into other stretches in continuous videos. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your down dog. Open up that backside, and yeah, it's a great feeling. Wish you the best. Take care.